Yet another storm hit San Diego, bringing wind, rain, and snow. A live report coming up.
After a day of gusty winds, wet weather, now we got to brace for the cold tonight. Just how low will the temperatures go? Details ahead.
Artificial intelligence is infiltrating education, but is it a new way of learning or a new way of cheating?
Plus, the local high school coach who's working to make a positive impact on his players on and off the court.
March isn't just about basketball. I'll tell you about another ferocious competition.
CBS 8 News Live at 6 starts now.
Wind, rain, more snow tonight, and even some hail as another winter storm hits San Diego County. Be careful on the roads if you're heading out tonight and bundle up. It is cold outside. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Marcella Lee.
And I'm Jesse Pagan in for Carlo Cicchetto. Now, we've seen trees come down and damage throughout the day already, and tonight we have team coverage. Chief Meteorologist Carlene Chavis is here with your first forecast, but we start with CBS 8's Shannon Handy live in Balboa Park in the elements. Shannon?
Yeah, Marcella and Jesse, you guys said it. It is cold out here. The temperature gauge in my car says 49 degrees. It is dry, though, but we are feeling that wind. Keep in mind, though, Balboa Park earlier was soaked with rain, as were other parts of the county. Now, one of those prior storms we had here did topple over nearly 3 dozen trees, including this massive one. Fortunately, no major incidents to report here in the park today, but we did see, again, a lot of rain, wind, as well as flooding and downed trees throughout the county. Balboa Park looked almost like a ghost town today as the rain, wind, and cold weather kept most people away.
This is a really high quality umbrella.
Erica and Ben Angel brave the conditions. They're visiting from Minnesota and say this is better than where they came from.
We just got over a foot of snow, so it's been great up until now. We can handle a little rain.
I'm with her. It's better than what we left back home, so, we'll take it.
Kevin Delaney agrees. He lives in San Diego and says he's not over this weather yet.
I love it. We need it. Everything's growing so lush right now, and living over here by the park, you see everything growing every day. I mean, I see it day by day.
Despite the positives, this latest storm did wreak some havoc across the county. Driving was slow and sometimes treacherous along freeways. There were also several downed trees. This one fell onto a home on Fallen Leaf Road in Poway. The San Diego County Office of Education posted this picture showing a tree that toppled over on the campus of Descanso Elementary, which fortunately was closed. And over in La Mesa, another tree fell over onto a power pole, cutting electricity to Alistair Baba Singh's home.
I was shocked. It was a super surprise.
It happened while he was at work. Alistair tells us it's his neighbor's old Christmas tree she planted 54 years ago. A sentimental loss, still he's grateful no one was hurt.
We have little kids in that house. Thankfully, they were out with it.
Today's storm also caused some flooding in certain areas. This is what the San Diego River looks like next to Fashion Valley. The road is closed so cars don't come through here and get swept away. It's an area that traditionally floods when it rains. We also saw flooding in Spring Valley. The good news, this latest storm is heading out with clearer skies expected over the next several days. But again, tonight we are going to have to deal with those frigid temperatures. So the city did activate its inclement weather shelter bed program, which opens up more shelter beds for the homeless. Unfortunately, I spoke with a homeless woman out here who says there's just not enough beds to go around, so that clearer weather will be a welcome sight for a lot of reasons, for a lot of people. And Carlene, I know you mentioned at the top of the show these frigid temperatures. I'm not sure how low it's going to get tonight, but I can tell you I'm either a weather wimp or it is really cold out here. Why don't you tell everyone what they're expecting tonight with a first look at weather?
Oh, well, you're not a weather wimp, Shannon, not by any means, because, yeah, temperatures are going to plummet for tonight. So once we get those clear skies, that's when everything starts to go down. So you're talking about some very cold air right behind our recent storm system. Taking a look at the current temperature where Shannon is, you're talking 52 degrees right now. And so we're going to have not just talking about the cold temperatures, but also those winds, they are subsiding. The strongest gusts were earlier today, and we are starting to dry out. So that's going to be the case as we go into the overnight hours. When you're taking a look at conditions right now, you're noticing that we had the rain, we had the snow earlier today, and then we are now talking about getting some of that cold air that is set to move in. So that's going to be the case as we take a look at the forecast. And with those temperatures going down, we are talking about sub-freezing temperatures across the inland areas with a freeze warning that will start at midnight tonight, as well as a frost advisory. Overnight lows getting as low as 34 degrees for metro and coastal areas. So that's the downside. Once everything clears out, it gets colder. That's going to be the case into tomorrow. Also talking about a gradual warm up into next week. So all those details are coming up. Marcella, Jesse.
Thanks, Carlene. Right now, parts of the Sierra Nevada mountains are under a blizzard warning because of an unbelievable amount of snow.
Yeah, storm after storm battered the town of Mammoth Lakes with up to 7 feet of fresh snow over the past few days. All of this, though, has been helping the drought. The Sierra Nevada snowpack is at 181% of its average.
We want to see the weather where you live. If you feel like it's safe for you to step outside, take some photos, videos, you can share them with us on the CBS 8 app. Just go to the Near Me section at the bottom and tap on the Share With Us button.
We've been working for you to get answers after insurance companies started dropping homeowners and HOAs because of wildfire risks.
Many of your premiums have also gone up. CBS 8's Morgan Reiner is now taking this fight to the state capitol, talking with lawmakers in Sacramento.
Lisa Meyer lives in San Diego County. She owns a townhome and an HOA with 186 others.
During our HOA's last insurance renewal, we were notified that we would not be renewed due to proximity to high fire risk areas.
The policy they were kicked off of was $54,000 a year. Their new one?
Annual premium of $293,000. This resulted in an emergency assessment to each unit owner to cover the cost of that new premium amount.
Janet Hayes lives in a planned community in Anaheim Hills.
In 2020, Horizons paid $39,000 for property and fire insurance. This year, we are going to pay out $417,000 plus interest.
That's a 970% increase. So what happens when someone is dropped and they can't find insurance? They can temporarily use the state's FAIR Plan, a nonprofit insurance plan which is meant to be the insurance of last resort. But the plans they offer are not large enough to cover HOAs. Senator Pro Tem Tony Atkins sent a letter to the California Department of Insurance asking them to help by ordering the FAIR Plan to increase their capacity so that HOAs can apply.
We will collapse in those areas.
President of the FAIR Plan, Victoria Roach, told lawmakers today that a move like that would not work because they don't have the funds to cover all the damage to HOAs if there were to be a fire, and they would have to fall back on regular insurance companies to help cover the costs, which they say would increase premiums for all Californians.
We're at a breaking point. The good news is we can't break because the industry is there to catch us. The bad news is the industry is there to catch us, and that means that every policyholder in the state of California is going to have to pick up some of that cost.
I asked the California Department of Insurance if they plan to expand the FAIR Plan.
Something that we are working on. We're looking at it with the FAIR Plan. We want to make sure we do this right the first time. And so, again, we'll have more to come on that, but we're absolutely looking at that right now.
Just to clarify, it's something you guys are looking at, but as of right now, there is no order in the near future to do that.
Again, I can't comment on timing. What I will say though is we are looking closely at whether what increase to the FAIR Plan coverage limits might be needed. What's going to actually help people in the long term.
Here at CBS 8, we want to help solve problems affecting you or your community like Morgan is trying to do here. If there's an issue you'd like us to look into, email us at workingforyou@cbs8.com. Extra SNAP pandemic benefits are ending today for millions of families. Most of them will see benefits drop about $90 a month. Last month, lawmakers voted to end the additional emergency funding. Food banks are bracing for extra demand, while some families say they'll have to stretch their dollars.
My income hasn't changed, so I have to find another way to make up that money that we were getting. I'm going to have to go to a food bank now. I don't want to have to go to a food bank.
Experts say you should reach out to the State Human Services Agency for help and look into programs like WIC if you qualify.
The man who assassinated Senator Robert F. Kennedy was denied parole again today at Donovan State Prison. Sirhan shot and killed Kennedy at the Ambassador Hotel in LA back in 1968 when Kennedy was running for president. Sirhan was sentenced to death, but the sentence was later commuted to life in prison when California briefly abolished the death penalty in the 1970s. In 2021, a two-person panel recommended parole, but Governor Gavin Newsom reversed that decision. Sirhan, who is now 78 years old, will be eligible for another hearing in 3 years.
Still ahead tonight, the artificial intelligence program that could be giving some students a leg up over others.
Plus, drivers are feeling the impact of all of this snow up in Northern California now that a major freeway there is forced to shut down.
And protesters clash with police after Greece's deadliest rail disaster in 50 years.